It's interesting how when you know that you are the creator of your own experience and that anything you ask for, Source immediately begins to answer, and that circumstances and events are lining up, and that your work is about achieving vibrational harmony with your own desire. When you know that, when you understand the deliberate creative process, and you understand that your focus and your exposure to contrast, which produces a peak desire within you, when you really get it, that that desire is always answered and that it's just your work to get into a place of allowing it, then standing in that unfulfilled place of a fresh new desire is delicious. When you understand that life is an ongoing, never-ending process, and that, in fact, you never get it done, you cannot get it done, then when we say to you, are you enjoying your unfulfilled desire, you say yes, and you really, really mean it, because you know that you never get it done, and that with each fulfillment comes another vantage point, which causes another clear desire to evolve within you, and that there is never an ending to the wonderful things that will unfold in your experience. You are eternal beings, and there is not an ending to that which is you. We have noticed that it is only when you get the pure sense of your eternalness that you stopped fussing about what's not completed. Somehow humans often measure their completions against each other's completions and then determine inadequacies or unworthiness or unfulfillment or not enoughness. And we would really like you to get over that fast, because you are eternal beings and you will not get it done. And when you really begin to get into the rhythm of the fact that you are eternal and that you cannot get it done, that it will just continue to unfold, then and only then do we see you relaxing in the beginning of a fresh, new, unfulfilled desire. But as long as you are counting your worthiness by the amount of fulfillment and trophies that you are achieving, then you are urgent in your completion of things. Then you stand here in the absence of something that you now want, frustrated that you don't have this thing that you want, or this lifestyle that you want, or this relationship that you want, or this bodily condition that you want. Oh, if I could just get over there, then I would feel so much better. And we say, if you could just anticipate being over there, you could feel so much better. There is always going to be over there. Please hear that. There is always going to be the next thing, which means you're always going to be not complete. And the sooner you adjust to that, the sooner you will say, I'm a blissfully incomplete person. Without saying, I am an inadequate person. Without saying, I am not enough in some way, or I have not enough. We really want you to get into the realization that your lack-based conclusions are erroneous and not validated. Your conclusion that there isn't enough of something, whether it is enough land or enough money or enough clarity, your feeling that there is not enough of something stems from you learning without meaning to a vibration that holds you apart from what you want. But you imply that there's not enough in the bucket, that there's not enough in the pile, that there's not enough in the source, that the source of what you want is somehow limited. And since the source is limited, then those greedy buggers that have managed to figure out how to get it in their life are somehow depriving you of it. And we say, you could not be further from the fact of the abundance of source. There is no limitation if you can identify a desire for it. Source recognizes your desire and immediately begins to deliver it to you. And it will manifest in your experience in the variety, in the fullness, in the way that you and only you learn to allow it. So if you stand in your now and you say, look at where I am justifies the desire that is conjuring within me. It is really important that I have this or this or this, because after all, I am living in the deprivation of it, and the deprivation of it has served me to identify that I want it. I want that thing that I do not have. I want that thing that I do not have. I want that thing that I do not have. I really, really want that thing that I really, really, really do not have. And we say, you cannot be equally focused upon the absence of something and bring it swiftly into your experience at the same time, because in your awareness that you do not have it, you are offering a vibration. And the vibration that you're offering is sending a signal to the universe that says, I am one who does not have this. So the universe, which is based upon the law of attraction, which says the vibration that you emit is the vibration that you receive. You cannot set your radio for 98.6 and receive the broadcast from 101 FM. You understand that? And you cannot set your sender to the I don't have enough money and be in the place of receiving all the money that you want, because the signals do not line up, and law of attraction is responding to the vibration of your being. Nice, isn't it? Nice to know. So consistent, always consistent. No one affects you but you. Oh, you can watch others, and you can get all revved up about what they're doing. In your watching of others, you can project a vibration that the universe matches. But your vibration is yours. You have control of your vibration. And when you learn to offer a vibration deliberately, you are the deliberate creator of your own experience. And before you learn to offer a vibration deliberately, you are just the creator of your experience. A sort of creator by default. What is your bugaboo? Jerry came to the room just now with a book that someone has written called Law of Attraction. And when he laid it on the table, Esther felt resistance soaring from her being. Not because she does not want you to know about law of attraction, but because that is the name of the book they are working on. In other words, she does not want someone to publish a book called Law of Attraction. She knows where her bugaboos are. She can feel what makes her blood pressure raise, what makes her feel negative emotion, what makes her feel injustice, what makes her feel unfairness, what makes her feel taken advantage of. She knows the feeling of that. She also knows that that feeling is destructive to her experience. Because if she allows herself to hold the thought that brings forth the feeling, it is destructive to her own experience. She also knows that she cannot control the behavior of others. She cannot ask others to always ask her how she feels. How do you feel about the war in Iraq, Esther? It will determine our actions. How do you feel about the book I am writing, Esther? It will determine my action. If you have any problem with it whatsoever, I will set aside my intentions and I will honor yours. And while Esther may think that would be the perfect world, we say to you there could only be one. And while each of you would like to be that one, so what we're encouraging you to do is to use the guidance that comes forth from within you. And as you feel the guidance that is coming forth from within you, and you recognize that you are feeling upset, and you are able to identify what the source is that has upset you. And then you say, well, clearly I know what I do not want. What is it that I do want? And you deliberately practice the thought of your desire. In time, anyone can show you anything, and you can maintain your stability because you have practiced your stability in a sea of what many others may describe as instability. There are always those who thrive when masses are dying of sickness. There are always those who thrive economically when economic decline seems to be the order of your nation. There are always those who are clear-minded even in environments of confusion. You do not need everyone to align. You do not need anyone to align with your desire. Only you need to align with your desire. And so we call this gathering The Art of Allowing. And Esther wants to say to you, if you write a book called The Art of Allowing, she will wring your neck. We call this gathering the art of allowing because that is where your work is. The contrast of your time-space reality naturally produces the focused desire within you. And the resources of all that is answer the desire that has been focused. And where your work lies, where all of your work lies, is in finding ways to vibrationally align with your desires. Simply put, you got to figure out how to feel good no matter what. You've got to stop saying, I feel good mostly, but under these conditions, and that condition needs to change before I can feel better. Because now you are giving all of your power away to others who are making decisions about their lives which have nothing to do with your lives. So you say, well, how can I separate what they're doing? It feels like what they're doing has something to do with my life. It feels really connected to me. How can you say that it is not connected? And we say it is only connected because you are making it connected. So then you say, so what do? I put blinders on. I hide myself. How can I drive down the street without being aware of different people having different opinions about whatever is in the news today? How do I keep from bumping up against things that my emotional guidance system responds to? How do I keep from feeling outrage or concern or blame or guilt? How do I live in this world and not respond to what's going on? And we say, we would not want you to live in a world where you were not responding to what's going on. All we are suggesting is that you practice who you are and how you feel so much that your response to what they're doing doesn't become more of who you are than your response to what you are desiring. What we're suggesting is that you think so much about who you are and what you are doing that what others are doing that feels like it is happening in relationship to you is a minuscule part of the picture of that which is you. We want you to be so grounded in your environment and attitude and energy of well-being that when someone that you know contracts a disease, you don't feel vulnerable because by association you don't superimpose their experience over yours. But you only are able to do that when you've practiced your own intent and belief in your own well-being long enough that you don't feel tentative. If you feel tentative, you're easily swayed. If you feel tentative on your subject of your physical well-being, then you're easily swayed into an energy or a feeling of discomfort and even sickness. In other words, it's all about how you are projecting your thought, how you are practicing your vibration, what you are teaching yourself vibrationally. As we are moving forward here today, we will assist you in recognizing what the vibration of your being is. And since nothing matters to you other than your personal individual alignment with your personal individual goals or desires, then that is where our work is. We are not here to debate the rightness or the wrongness of what you or anyone chooses. We are not taking sides for or against anything. We are here to help you understand that as individuals, your life can be as wonderful or as horrible as you allow it to be. And it all depends upon the focus that you practice. And therein lies the basis of anyone's success. How much do I practice the thoughts that bring me joy, and how much do I practice the thoughts that bring me pain? So, if you're walking along in a body that feels good and in an environment that feels good, and you see a raging, fiery, hot stove, do you think that it would be a good thing for you to learn how to walk up to the hot stove, lay your body up against it, and survive? Is that what the art of allowing is? Learn to allow or endure the most uncomfortable of situations, but keep your mouth closed, don't squawk about it. Is that what allowing is? Not even close. Allowing is walking through the room where the hot stove exists and recognizing that there may be benefit from it and utilizing that benefit if there is. And if there is not benefit for you, then walking on by and ignoring it, understanding that others may choose to participate with it or not.